Welcome back to our channel. My name is Aldo Lagrutta and I am the founder of the Technical Analysis Institute. This video is actually a chapter of my book, The Trader's Shift, that delves into a brain model that is designed to help you achieve your trading goals. My daughter narrated it and we found the concept so compelling that we wanted to share it with you. If you find the chapter intriguing and you want to get the full book, then I'll leave the link in the description below. Enjoy and happy trading.
I would like to give you a quick explanation of the different parts of the brain using an example with music. This model I learned from Dr. Stuart Lichtman. Imagine for a second that you're listening to a string quartet playing a beautiful piece by Beethoven. There are 4 musicians in a quartet: the first violinist, the second violinist, the viola, and the cellist. The music is beautiful because it is perfectly executed. All 4 musicians are in perfect harmony and playing at precisely the same rhythm. They're all in sync. They have to be in sync because otherwise it would sound like a total disaster. Can you imagine how it would sound if every musician were reading a completely different piece of music, regardless how great that piece of music might be? Imagine that the first violinist is playing a piece by Mozart, while the second one is playing Beethoven. The viola player may be playing a piece by Bach, and the cellist is involved in a divine Schumann composition. Even though they're all playing wonderful masterpieces, it would sound like total chaos. You see, it is the conflict, the disharmony, the competing agendas of the different parts of the brain that keep you from achieving success in your trading. And the problem gets worse because these different parts of the brain speak different languages from the one you consciously want to communicate. Exactly as if each part of the quartet were playing a different piece of music. I understand that it may be challenging to grasp, but our existence goes beyond mere words. We encompass feelings, imagination, instincts, and an enduring sense of presence that is always within us. At this very moment, you are here reading these pages, and you are aware that you are here. The knowledge of your presence transcends words. You don't need to consciously remind yourself to know that you are here. Even if you were to entertain such thoughts, there exists a part within you that observes it all. This witnessing part goes beyond words, as it bears witness to every word that arises within your internal dialogue. Now, let's delve into the different regions of the brain to comprehend their unique languages. The left brain draws influence from words and logic, relying on verbal and analytical processes. In contrast, the right brain communicates through patterns and visual images, engaging in holistic and intuitive understanding. The midbrain converses in the language of emotions, conveying the intricacies of our feelings. Lastly, the brainstem communicates via physical stimuli and instinctive responses. In essence, you may consciously believe that you aspire to be a successful trader, and I have no doubt about your sincerity when having that thought. However, when you articulate your conscious desires, you predominantly do so with your left brain. The other parts of the brain, on the other hand, likely do not fully comprehend the language of your left brain. Consequently, they continue to operate according to their own agenda, following what they perceive as best for your overall well-being and existence. Now, the crucial question arises: how can you effectively communicate and translate your conscious desires to these other parts of your brain? This question holds immense significance, wouldn't you agree? Now, let's explore an intuitive approach to resolving this issue. Imagine engaging in a dialogue with the different parts of your brain, fostering a deeper connection and understanding. Instead of solely relying on words, allow yourself to tap into the realm of imagery, symbols, and emotions. Visualize your conscious desires and intentions as vivid scenes or metaphors that can be understood by the right brain and the emotional core. Create a bridge between your conscious thoughts and the unconscious parts of your brain. Engage in practices such as visualization, meditation, and creative expression to communicate your desires in a language that transcends words. By harmonizing the different aspects of your mind, you can align your entire being towards the realization of your goals. So, the key question becomes, how can you cultivate this intuitive and holistic connection with your brain's diverse parts? Let's embark on this transformative journey together. Please write your most honest answers. How can you effectively communicate and translate your conscious desires to the other parts of your brain? In typical live trainings, we often receive answers such as by applying discipline, repetition, and willpower. Undoubtedly, these are valuable suggestions. But let's be honest, it's quite possible that you've already attempted these approaches or something similar for years, only to find that they haven't produced the desired results. Now, let's delve into real situations by examining specific examples. These are genuine complaints that have been shared with me by my clients. Example 1. One of my clients expressed frustration with their inability to stick to a trading plan despite repeated attempts to apply discipline and willpower. They find themselves getting swayed by emotions and making impulsive decisions that lead to losses. Example 2. Another client shared their struggle with consistent profitability despite following a proven trading strategy. They feel trapped in a cycle of entering trades with high expectations only to experience frequent losses and setbacks. These examples highlight the real challenges traders face even when employing conventional methods like discipline and repetition. Let's explore alternative approaches to address these issues. Other real examples taken from live tradings include, I have had lots of losses and am afraid of pulling the trigger. I often have the feeling that I'm missing out and chase trades that end up being losses. I jump in on trades at precisely the turning point. I always exit trades prematurely, only to see prices reach my target, but I can't help it. Those are all good examples of difficult feelings traders suffer on a daily basis as a result of the emotion of fear. I believe this necessitates a short explanation. Emotions and feelings are related but have distinct characteristics. Emotions are instinctive and automatic responses to specific stimuli or events. They are often brief and intense, and they originate in the brain as a reaction to a particular situation. In our case, the market. Emotions are considered more basic and universal. Feelings, on the other hand, are the subjective experiences and interpretations of emotions. They are the conscious experience of emotions and are influenced by personal and cultural factors. Knowing that fear is responsible for all those different negative feelings that affect traders, it'll be worthy to take a minute to understand it. The amygdala, deep within the brain's temporal lobe, plays a vital role in detecting and responding to potential threats or rewarding stimuli, and it helps trigger emotional responses. The underlying brain processes during a threat of an attack by a wild animal or the potential loss of money in a trade are similar. Both situations can trigger a stress response in the body, activating the body's fight or flight response. The sympathetic nervous system triggers the physiological changes associated with the fight or flight response. This includes increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure, dilation of the pupils, release of stress hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol, and increased blood flow to the muscles. In summary, emotions are automatic and instinctual responses to stimuli, whilst feelings are the conscious experience and interpretations of those emotions. Emotions are more universal, while feelings are more individual and influenced by personal factors. The most important thing to understand here is that all those feelings we mentioned in our examples, being afraid of pulling the trigger, fear of missing out, or exiting a trade prematurely, all stem from the core emotion of fear. The emotion of fear, along with its associated feelings, can influence our thoughts, behaviors, and physiological responses. Understanding the role of fear and its impact on our feelings and experiences is important for recognizing and managing the emotions that arise at the time of trading. When I analyze my clients' various difficulties with them, we always come to the conclusion that the way we feel interferes with the way we trade and our trading results. So what can you do? As we mentioned before, relying solely on willpower or attempting to suppress emotions in trading decisions often proves ineffective. We've all experienced the limitations of these approaches and understand the results they yield. So let's examine why these methods fall short. During the brain model we described earlier, we can understand that it is indeed the left brain that made the decision to trade objectively and without emotions. There is nothing inherently wrong with this decision. You may have contemplated the idea that it would be beneficial to take your trade setups without constantly second-guessing yourself. Additionally, if you're fortunate, you might have delved into numerous books on goal setting, adhering to the renowned SMART goals framework. As a result, you diligently write your goals, ensuring that they are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Your goal statement may resemble the following: I remain quiet, calm, and objective whenever I spot my trade setups and open new positions. That's what you do following the traditional goal-setting approach. You would repeat that phrase or affirmation over and over again, hoping that someday in future it'll become true. But does it? Well, not really. Because when you sit down in front of your computer to trade and you put an order that goes immediately against you, even as your left brain is playing the brand new emotion-free concerto and your right brain is trying hard to keep up and maybe form an image of a calmer, quieter you, your midbrain is spinning a disc that plays the same old song. We call that old song, "It Hurts to Lose." Your midbrain may remember the good feelings you had when you win, the happy emotions associated with winning, but at the same time, it reminds you of the pain and frustration of previous losses. And the brain stem, which we could identify with physical action producing, is also playing a concerto of its own. We can call this concerto the "Get Me Out Quick." Why does it play that concerto? Because it remembers the relief you've experienced when you are out of the pain of being in a losing position. Indeed, many traders have experienced a similar situation where they find themselves losing significant amounts of money only to feel a sense of relief when they finally exit the trade. This highlights that there are multiple processes occurring within various parts of the brain, even after consciously deciding to trade without emotions. It's important to recognize that there's a symphony of different elements at play simultaneously. It goes beyond the rationality of the left side of the brain and the determination to prevent emotions from interfering with trading decisions. Emotions, subconscious processes, and various cognitive functions all intertwine in the complex landscape of our minds. There are different concertos and songs being played at the same time. It is a lot more than what just happens on the rational left side when you become determined to not let your emotions interfere with your trading decisions. Simply relying on willpower and setting SMART goals may not be sufficient to truly objective and emotion-free trading. It requires a deeper understanding of the intricate interplay between different aspects of our brain and developing strategies that encompass this complexity. The truth is, when this conflict of interest arises within your brain, it not only prevents you from trading objectively and free from emotions, but it can also hinder your ability to fully capitalize on winning positions. Even if you find yourself in a favorable trade, the internal conflicts may lead you to prematurely exit the trade, often with only a small amount of profit captured in the process. Again, cutting your winnings short. Furthermore, when facing a losing position, the powerful emotion of hope often takes control, influencing your thoughts and feelings. The conflict within your brain can prevent you from exiting the losing trade, as you hold on to the hope that prices will miraculously reverse in your favor. Yes, The combination of conflicting thoughts, emotions, and external market factors can create a challenging environment where rational decision-making becomes difficult. It is truly remarkable how the emotion of hope can deceive us into believing that losses will not materialize, leading us to remain in a losing position and potentially amplify the losses further. And soon, the trader tends to experience the same rage that had stopped him from winning before. They'll blame the market, the stops, the surrounding, the Fed, the strategy, the news, you name it. Just as you had been doing for years before. They slip back into their old patterns. I'm certain you have encountered similar situations and found yourself pondering, why do I repeatedly make the same mistakes? Perhaps you've even contemplated whether you're simply not suited for this business. In essence, this encapsulates the issue with many goal-setting programs, whether for trading or other endeavors. It assumes that you know what you want, establish goals to attain it, and document them. However, this approach overlooks a crucial aspect: understanding the deeper underlying factors that drive your behavior and influence your decision-making. Merely setting goals without addressing the root causes and subconscious patterns often leads to repetitive mistakes and frustration. It's vital to go beyond surface-level goal setting and embark on a journey of self-discovery and self-awareness to achieve true transformation and sustainable success.